Hello guys and welcome to my channel where I'm gonna tell you about things that you need to start painting on rocks. So this is the first video just to introduce you to what you are going to need to paint on your rocks. Well, we'll start at the very beginning. So basically, first thing you will need to get is a bag of pebbles, or if you live somewhere near the sea or near the ocean, you might as well just go for a drive there and just pick some nice flat stones. And it's actually good because they come for free and you don't have to pay anything for them. Otherwise, if you live somewhere in the city or somewhere where you can't go to the beach, then you can just go to any like gardening center or something like that and just get a bag of pebbles. It can be any pebble, just as long as it's nice and flat, something like that. That's a kind of the ocean flat stone. I usually just go for a drive to the beach. There's one very nice place here in New Zealand where you can get them nice flat stones. So they come in different shapes and sizes, but mainly this is the shape and they come in different sizes. So that's the first thing. You need to get some flat rocks, right? Another thing that you need to do, today I wanted to show you how you can prime your stones. You don't have to do it. You can just paint straight away on a natural stone. Like you can just take this stone, right, and just start painting on it straight away. It will be called as a freehand painting. But if you're a total beginner and you don't know how to sketch just like this straight away, picking up a brush and just painting something, then I strongly recommend that you just maybe first start with a little sketch. So obviously you'll need a pencil, and since the stones are usually kind of, it's a common kind of grey color. So what will happen is that if you try to sketch something, maybe some simple design or some, a design from a coloring book or something, then if you start sketching on a grey stone, but obviously with a grey pencil, you won't be able to see it very well. So that's why I recommend, if you want to first kind of sketch something or copy some design of the internet, then you will need to prime your stones. And that's how you do it. So you need to buy a special primer. Yeah, I use this one, which is called Gesso primer, right? It's white color, it's waterproof, it's non-toxic. So I'll open the lid to show you what's inside. It's just like a thick cream, consistency of a very thick cream, just white, and you apply it with a flat brush. All right, so you just take your flat brush and just apply it from left to right, just nice and easy, even layer. So it's a nice even finish on the stone. Okay, and then you'll have just a nice white stone, just like a white white paper. All right, that's that. And then for other effects, I think maybe that's for later, once you get the hang of sketching and stuff. You can go for a black primer. That's also very lovely. Right, and you apply it in the same way. Just take a nice flat brush, quite a big one, so that you can cover a lot of surface straight away. Left to right, left to right. It can be just one layer, so you apply first layer, and then you can also do like 2 or 3 layers if you want it to be kind of thicker, But I think one layer is plenty. So obviously with this kind of primer, either white or natural or black, you will get a different effect for when you apply your paints, right? So it's easy to sketch on a white stone. Once you prime it with a white primer, you just take any pencil, graphite pencil, and you just find your reference on the internet, wherever you want to paint. It can be a very simple design, I don't know, just whatever you fancy, whatever you feel like actually painting, Anyone can paint, anyone. You just pick up a pencil and just start, drawing them lines. And once you have the outline of what you want to paint, you then need to get kind of like a fine outliner, like a marker. I'll show you now. Alright, so it can be... I use this pigment liners. Right, so it's by Staedtler. I suppose that's how it is pronounced. It's a German brand. Pigment liner. Yeah, 0.4. And you'll see it's quite a thin one like that. Yeah. So once you have your sketch, you just pick up a permanent marker, right? And you start just outlining your sketch, okay? Because then you'll be able to see the lines much better and where you have to paint within those lines, okay? And then when it comes to paints and like media, what you can paint with, it's all very different. So when I started painting my first stones, I didn't start it wasn't a long time ago, it was like about a year ago. It was just a nice little kind of, kindness project happening here in Christchurch in New Zealand. And I just kind of stumbled on a rock and I saw someone painted something on a pebble. I may want to try and do it myself. And after that, I just got so much into it and I just can't stop. I just paint every day. So basically, I went to the shop and got myself just kind of on a budget, it's not very expensive, just basic acrylic set, it was around, I think, something like, 20 or 15 in New Zealand dollars, I think it's like 12 different colors. It's like, main colors. You've got your yellows here, blues, greens, orange, red, violets, and that actually is plenty because you can mix them nicely and it has a nice finish on the stone. It's lovely. And then another option, it's a bit more expensive. Yeah, they're called Posca pens. So these are acrylic pens. So they come in a lot of colors. They're really bright. They're very nice. But I'm going to talk about it later in my next videos about how to use them and just to compare them, with the acrylic paints, because I think that's the best way to use them is actually mix them with actual acrylic paints or to apply them. I think also the best way to apply them, it depends. If you want it to be kind of, smooth and you don't want to see the lines, then the best way to apply this kind of acrylic paints, is with the brushes. So basically what I do when I paint with these pens, I take them, obviously you need to shake them, just how they instruct you to do before using the pens, okay? Just to kind of shake the paint, the acrylic paints inside them. And then I just take some, you could take anything like a little plate and just squeeze, and then you will see that the paint will start coming out of this pan. And then you'll have a nice little puddle of paint, okay? And then all you do, you just take your brush, dip it in a bit of water, dry it a little bit on a paper towel so it's not too watery, dip it in your paint, and then just use it like a normal paint and just put it on your stone, okay? Right. And another thing that I'm also using is just a standard acrylic paint that you would use for, say, painting walls or painting, your ceiling, as the brand is Resin. Yeah, they were actually test pots. There was a nice also kind of thing going on here in Christchurch where you gave kind of canned food in kind of just swapping canned food for test pots of this paint. And they're very nice, they're very bright. Yeah, they dry actually very quickly, so make sure you close the lid tight. All right, so that's basically it. And once you're done with your painting, yeah, once you've got it on your stone nice and colorful, you want to protect your painting, and to do that you will need a sealant. Yeah, I'm using this traditional varnish, gloss varnish. Okay, it's just so that your stone doesn't lose its colors. Yeah, for example, it protects it from the UV light, and it also gives your artwork a nice kind of gloss. Yeah, so I'll also explain how to apply this later in my videos when I start actually painting. So yeah, there are other options. People use all sorts. You can also kind of seal your stone in art resin. I've never tried it myself, not yet. I really want to try it, but for me this is plenty. And I think if you're a total beginner and you want just to kind of easy, you don't want anything overcomplicated, then I strongly recommend this traditional gloss varnish. Okay, you apply it with a brush. Just find a little kind of plastic pot or something where you would pour it just a small amount, and then just pick up some flat brush so that you can evenly apply your sealant on the finished artwork. Okay, and that's basically it, guys. That's all pretty much you would need. Oh, another crucial thing is the eraser. I know it's because when you sketch, not always you get the lines right, and you will have to adjust your resketch, and you can just use any standard eraser really. But for fine details, if you want to, depending on what you are sketching, I find this kneadable art eraser is really handy. They're actually, I was surprised, they're quite cheap. I didn't expect them to be that cheap. I think I paid for it like $4 New Zealand, which is like something like less than $2 US. So it's really, really cheap. And it's really handy because you can knead it in any shape you need it to be. And for finer details, you can just shape this like that. Okay, it can become really, really kind of thin. All right, and when you need to erase something very like a fine line, you pick up your stone and you just do this like little kind of yeah, and it's all done. And that's basically all you will need to get you started on painting them rocks. Anyway, that's how I started. I had literally just tubes of acrylic paint. I didn't even have any gloss varnish, just a standard pencil, a standard eraser. And but the thing I did buy, because I also watched some videos, it was very helpful. I got this, yeah, the white gesso, so that you can paint, so you can sketch as if you are drawing on a piece of white paper. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was really helpful, because you always look for some help when you start something, what you've never done before. And I think I pretty much covered everything in terms of what you will need to start painting on your pebbles and rocks. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and in my next video I think I'm going to talk about different effects of, say, how we apply paints on this, just to show you how the paint will be kind of, how it will look on a white stone if you prime it with a white gesso, and on a black it's quite a bit of a difference, and also on the natural stone, just to show you the effect that you will have. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye.